All right, well, let's get into our last replay of the night. This is the Nagato, the Tier 7 Japanese battleship. She's a very fun battleship. She's got 410 millimeter guns, which is, frankly, very, very, very threatening. I gotta say, does a lot of damage. She's also got pretty good speed, 27 knots versus the standard American 21 knots. It actually means a lot. It's a big difference. This is a ranked battle, so we'll take a look at that in a bit, which is kind of weird, but okay. Nagato is one of the ships that took me forever to figure out, and then as always, my last battle in that ship was like, just, like one of the craziest games I've ever had. So she's a good boat. She's a very good boat. Once upon a time, I ran her with secondaries, but you don't do that anymore in the current meta. So anyways, this is somebody who just joined the server and said, here's a replay. And I thought, okay, well, let's take a look at this. You've got main armaments mod 1, damage control systems mod 1, aiming systems, and steering gears. Not a bad choice for steering gears. Your rudder shift time is 11 seconds. Honestly, most people typically go for damage control, but if you look at that, your rudder shift time is almost 14 seconds. I always recommend going for, hey Mohicans, I almost always recommend going for steering gears if you can find a way to make it work. Being able to angle the incoming fire is far more important in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, you've got a spotting aircraft, which is fine. And then for your captain, you've got a 10-point captain. Now, if you've got Yamamoto, you get increased grease the gears, which is nice. Hey, Galucci. If you've got Suzuki, you get increased emergency repair specialist, which, I mean, for 1% doesn't really matter that much, in my opinion. So, a standard captain is probably fine if you don't have Yamamoto here. Now, for 10 points, let's take a look at this. You went emergency repair specialist, grease the gears, adrenaline rush, and emergency repair expert. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that that's what I would put my initial 10 points into. Emergency repair specialist is fine as a tier 1, like a 1-pointer. I don't know what I would put otherwise here. For 2-pointer, instead of grease the gears, I might instead go with priority target. Nagato, you typically play in the farther back, middle to back range. So priority target really helps if you're about to be torpedoed or something like that. I don't know. Grease the gears tells me that you might be playing a little bit aggressively, and if you really want that, then you should be also picking main battery modification 2 instead of aiming systems. But this battleship really wants mid to long range. You've got adrenaline rush, which I totally agree with. I think that's fine here. And then your 4th point skill, I'd probably go with concealment expert first, and then go with something else. Personal opinion. No signals. It's ranked battles, but if you don't care about detonating, then fine. No signals is needed. Firefighting can be helped by signal flags, whereas captain skills whereas steering gears can't be helped by anything other than models and the slot 4 upgrade. That's true, Zeka. Good point. All right, let's get to the game.
Battle starts. Good luck, everyone.
Rob doing the walk on again. All right, let's take a look. So, Nagato Sinop Heinrich versus Heinrich Nelson Leon. This is actually better for you. I mean, as a Nagato, you will absolutely smash the Nelson's bow, so you don't care about that. Heinrich, look, if you let the Heinrich get close to you, that's your own
I
problem.
need your support.
And Leon, you can just smash at your own will. Jirua, I'm not so concerned about as a destroyer. FR25,
I need your support.
eh, if he charges you, I guess. And Sims isn't going to be much of a problem either, in my opinion. Why are you shooting at your teammate? Look, shooting at your teammate just blew out your gun bloom to here. Actually, sorry, I apologize. It blew your gun bloom out to about here. You weren't spotted for that. You got lucky there.
Enemy force detected.
That's true. Now, if you got spotted in that shot, that gives the enemy a lot of information. Where you are, where you're going. And while it's just one battleship, if they see other battleships or they don't, they can assume other battleships might be going the same way. So I don't like the idea of just opening up like that. Nelson? Good. I like shooting him in the face. Grumpy old nurse. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. Okay. Shoot. Wait. No. Prince Heinrich. Oh, big hit there. Yeah, that hurt a lot.
Torpedoes to port.
A lot of moving around. I don't know what you're gonna get from this. All right, Nelson going broadside to you, so that's good. Disappears right as he shoots, so you might be able to get a hit in. But I guess my bigger question is, what are you going to do next? You coming out right in front of a Sims, a Heinrich, and a Leon. You need to turn and, like, turn north or something here. Ackout was disconnected, but at least he's here. Your guns just finally got trained on target, and you chose not to shoot.
That area. Torpedoes to starboard.
I would have shot at him. You're wasting a lot of time going back and forth trying to find targets. A lot of time wasted here.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Heal. You've been healing a while ago, frankly. You're that low on HP right now. Still seeing a lot of movement here. Leon is a bigger threat than Prince Heinrich. He's also broadside. You're going to do more damage to him. Pushing out with your gun still turning is also kind of dubious. Yeah. I mean, okay, so now you're on a fire. At this point, I might be thinking about putting a plane up, turning in here, and, well, we got ourselves a death pick, y'all. Because the Nelson had a good broadside shot on you, and he was able to take advantage of that. Ooh, that's kind of fun, because somebody else is taking a hit or dying next to you. So that's kind of fun. Is that somebody else that died next to you? Go ahead and get a screenshot of this. This is a great replay to talk about the difficulties of decision making. Actually, this is a fast replay too, which I appreciate. You came in 4th place on your team, and you're probably sitting there thinking, what could I have done differently? A lot of things. A lot of things. If you can shoot something, do it. Don't waste your time moving your guns from one place to the next. Also, you are not a German battleship. There's no reason for you to be playing so close to your target. You're far better off playing middle to long range. You should have been a full grid square or 2 farther to the north. Let me pull up the replay render here. And let's take a look at this. Okay, here's the replay render. Hey, y'all, if you see something you want me to pause at, let me know. I'll try to pause it as it happens. So right here, you're doing fine right here. Now, I'm going to mention something, and this is something a lot of players just don't understand. You have an AFK Akatsuki on your team. Astomagu says, that's never helpful. But when I see that, I immediately know I need to play more defensive. Not offensive, defensive. I need to be ready to protect. 0 of the team went to the home cap. That's another good point. Somebody probably found... thought that the Akatsuki was going to go B, and then it didn't happen. Here, you're broadside to the Nelson, you're broadside to the Leon and the Heinrich, assuming they have angles. Wait a sec, Rob. Do me a favor. Wait until we finish covering this replay, okay? Okay, now, here's your death sentence. Here's the death sentence. You probably don't even realize it right now. The turn in here is your death sentence. What you should have done is turned out. You should have made your way to the island at C2 to go behind the island of C2. Your typical ranked experience, nobody goes to home cap. Frankly, as the Nagato, by the time he sees that, it's going to take too long for him to get there anyways. If I'm the Nagato player, I might have said, hey, nobody's going to the home cap. Hold on a second. DJ, with the follow. DJ, I thought you were following before, but it's all good. Thanks, Raptor. That Raptor is really awesome, guys. Anyway, I've been talking with him in between. So this is your death knell, going south like this. Okay, you should be heading to the north side of this island at C2. Now let's continue. And you kept banging away with your guns, and we saw a lot of indecision. You weren't quite sure where you wanted to go. And I really think that that is what screwed you. You come out of this island here, broadside to the Leon, to the Prince Heinrich, and frankly also to the Sims. So, and just like that, you're gonzo. Now, had you moved farther to the north, you're probably still going to lose anyways, but you probably would have lived longer. You probably would have done more damage. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Putting anybody else, am I missing anything? Can you guys think of a title for this? What's up, Psycho Kitty? What can we put? Hey, Big GD. Somebody shout out Big GD, please. What can we put in for our title here? Hey, Karinsky, for this game. Wrong battleship? Like, the way he's playing is more like a German battleship, right? Not too close an encounter. Sure. How about just close encounters? Trying to think of something simpler, quicker, easier. You know? Fair enough. All right, y'all. So here's what we're going to do. Big GD, by the way, is now fundraising for Stack Up as well. So huge thanks for that. Zeka, what's up? What are we noting? A long shot can be better. Motion sickness. What, because of the constant zoom in and out? I mean, some people are scroll zoomers. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. No, seriously, there's nothing wrong with that. You mentioned the first turn-in was his death sentence. Okay, well, let's pull that back up. Funny thing about WoWs is that you aren't always instantly punished. Okay, right. So what you're trying to say is that a lot of people don't realize the decision you made 2, 3, 5 minutes earlier is going to punish you in the future, right? That's what you're trying to say. And you're absolutely correct. Yes, always. So, right here, for example, what our hero, our player, should have done is honestly turned into a kite out position and slowed down. That's what I would have done in the Nagato. I would have worked my way, I would have pointed my bow towards the upper left corner of the map and slow down to a quarter speed or even reversed. And then just kind of mess with it that way. So play on his going back and forth between targets without shooting. Ah, yeah. Gotcha. But because you turn back in, that's your death sentence. Now, that being said, hey, your team found a way to die as well, not just you. But everybody together dying that quickly is rough. And you absolutely could have manhandled that Nelson. If he stopped and sat bow into you, you would be overmatching his bow and citadeling him in the face for days. Turning into death. Ooh, I like that. Turn into death. I like that. Let's go with that. Turn into death. You have become death, the destroyer of worlds. Okay, Oppenheimer. Robbenheimer. Robbenheimer? I'm going to call you Robbenheimer now. Anyway. Thanks for sending that. This was... So the nice thing I like about this replay is this is the kind of replay that we don't get a lot of on this channel. And to be blatantly honest with you guys, these are the kinds of replays I wish I got more of on this channel because, frankly, they are learning experiences. And these are the kinds of games where you watch a teammate who does this and you're like, come on. But you can't explain it to them because they're in the moment they're going to be defensive and they're going to say, "Rar, how dare you," right? So I think it was a very worthwhile replay to look at.